So thank you all for being here. I cannot think of a better location to have this. I have the great honor to be swearing in two fabulous people today. One head of IT, one recommitting to the Seattle Center. And the Pacific Science Center has been for generations that place in Seattle that is so forward-looking, that brings kids in, makes them love the sciences, makes them look forward. When I was a kid, I can remember wandering from exhibit to exhibit, being more amazed at everything I saw, and then coming with my own kids through the years, putting them in camps here, doing the whole thing. And now we are experiencing a rebirth of the Seattle Center, of the Science Center, as we reinvent Seattle for the future. And I think that having Saad, Bashir, and Robert Nellams here today as part of that and having them sworn in really exemplifies both the best of Seattle now and what is possible. We did a very extensive international search for the head of Seattle IT, looking for that right chief technology officer. And for decades, Seattle now has been the home to some of the best IT, technology, and innovation companies literally in the world. We are the birthplace of travel, online travel, the cloud. You look at the innovations that have happened in the personal computing world, they wouldn't have been possible but for Microsoft and the founders Bill Gates and Paul Allen. And so developing the world-class talent here is so critical, but it's also a time of real change. And before I was mayor, I was able to work both as U.S. attorney and in private practice of law with public entities and private entities trying to catch up and make sure that IT was not just what it used to be, a plug-and-play computer system, but really the backbone of communications and productivity and a business model. And it's been hard for government, I think, to catch up the most, and we've done a good job, but this will take us to the next level. Saad has a great background in both private sector and public sector. Under his leadership, the city of Ottawa was able to transform its IT department into a real international leader. His commitment to training and empowering the talent we have in the city, and we have great talent in the city, is always ahead of the curve. His idea of how do we serve other departments to make them do their jobs better and easier. I really want to thank the search committee that did so much work on finding this talent. Both Michael Schutzler and Sherry Williams were the co-chairs, and others, because they really brought some terrific candidates. Saad, we're thankful that you said yes and you're here. We look forward to your whole family being here. I also want to thank Tracy Cantrell. Holding down the fort on such an important department in the city of Seattle, and not just standing still, but continuing to move forward to doing what we need to do. Tracy, thank you for you and your whole team at Seattle IT for everything they've done since I've been mayor to really make sure that we keep moving, we keep innovating, we keep improving. So thank you for that. I also can't say enough about this guy to my right, Robert Nellams. He is the Seattle Center. I don't know how many people know this, but he's actually been working at the center for decades. And the thing I love about Robert Nellams is he not only knows every nook and cranny of the physical space. You get the good luck to walk through this. He knows the people. What do they need, whether it's center employees or the center school or Northwest Pottery or the radio station. He knows the people and cares about what's happening. And it's a reflection of his commitment to this city. I mean, he and his family have deep roots here. He and I also share a few other things. We are both avid Sonics and Storm fans. He helped get us hockey here and is making sure that we are moving things forward. He will make sure that as we reinvent the center here at the, whether it's this, here at the Science Center or Memorial Stadium, that Seattle Center will remain that treasure right here in the heart of the city, but continually reinvent itself so it inspires the next generation of kids and families and visitors the same way it was able to inspire me and my children. I can't thank you enough, Robert, for saying yes, Can they see the cast on your broken arm? I might have twisted it just a little bit. So now I will turn it over to make sure. I do want to recognize a couple people here. We've got Amy Collins, who is at the Science Center. Where are you, Amy? There you are in the back. Thank you. Will Doherty, who's here as well. Where, Will? There you are. Thank you for all you're doing and your commitment to making sure that the Science Center really captures the spirit of not just Seattle today, but how do we capture kids for the next generation? And you can hear it behind us. I mean, look at this. Todd Lewicki, where'd you go, Todd?
He had to run.
Oh, he had to run? Oh, good, we can talk about him. Kraken. And Diana Johns, who is the exhibit manager here. Where are you, Diana? Oh, there you are over there. Thank you so much for letting us charge in here and rope some things off so we could do it. And with that, we have our Monica, who is the clerk, will swear in Saad.
Thank you, Mayor.
Yep.
Stay close. If
All
you
right.
could, stay in the center.
See, I do what I'm told.
We need you right here. First of all, Saad, it is my honor to administer your official oath of office. Congratulations to you. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Saad Bashir,
I, Saad Bashir,
swear or affirm
swear or affirm
that I possess all the qualifications
that I possess all the qualifications
prescribed in the Seattle City Charter
prescribed in the City of Seattle Charter
and the Seattle Municipal Code
and the Seattle Municipal Code
for the position of Chief Technology Officer
for the position of Chief Technology Officer
of the Seattle Information Technology Department,
of the Seattle Information Technology Department,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Washington,
the Constitution of the State of Washington,
and the Charter and ordinances
and the Charter and ordinances
of the City of Seattle,
of the City of Seattle,
and that I will faithfully perform
and that I will faithfully perform
and conduct myself
and conduct myself
as Chief Technology Officer
as Chief Technology Officer
of the Seattle Information Technology Department.
of Seattle Information Technology Department.
Congratulations to you.
Thanks very much.
And we need your official signature.
Do we need to swear at Nellams again?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yes, you need to swear at them.
And I'll do the rest. And then this one right here as well. And this you keep for yourself.
Thank you.
Okay.
Robert, again, it is my honor to administer your official oath of office.
Okay.
With that, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Robert Nellams,
I, Robert Nellams,
swear or affirm
swear or affirm
that I possess all the qualifications
that I possess all the qualifications
in the Seattle City Charter
in the Seattle City Charter
and the Seattle Municipal Code
and the Seattle Municipal Code
for the position of
for the position of
Director of the Seattle Center,
Director of Seattle Center,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Washington,
Constitution of the State of Washington,
and the Charter and ordinances
and the Charter and ordinances
of the City of Seattle,
of the City of Seattle,
and that I will faithfully conduct myself
and that I will faithfully conduct myself
as Director of the Seattle Center.
as Director of Seattle Center.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We also need your signature. And that's it. And this is for your reference.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Do with all those copies
That's
that you
right.
collect.
And they can each say a few words. Saad, would you like that? And then Robert?
Okay.
Sure. Thank you very much, Mayor Jenny Durkan, for your kind words and your support. I'm not as polished as the mayor and maybe even Robert in terms of just speaking off the cuff, so I have a few written remarks here that I'm going to use. I feel really fortunate to call Seattle home, and I'm now fully appreciating what people mean when they hear about Seattle and they say, you know, wow, you live in Seattle, such a forward-thinking community. And I feel very lucky to be part of the city of Seattle that make many of the things possible for the citizens and for the businesses. It's a complex enterprise, and many of the things that the city is looking to do operationally and for the future are going to be run and have technology behind them. So I feel lucky to be part of that technology team to make the city of Seattle an even better organization. I know this may sound slightly biased, but Mayor, I feel you've been building an excellent team around you of individuals to lead the various aspects of such a progressive community. From your deputy mayors, and I have hung out a little more with Deputy Mayor Mosley, and you know, people like Anthony, I'm going to butcher his last name, but I think you know who I'm talking about. You know, those people have been super supportive and really helped me with the transition in this community. My fellow department heads and their leadership teams have made it very clear that they will do whatever it takes to make sure that Saad and Seattle IT are going to be successful. And some have already started to do that, including somebody like Robert Nellams, and I spent a little bit of time in his office in my, I think, first week on the job. But people like, you know, Deborah Smith and Mommy Hara and Chief Best and Ben Noble and Chief Scoggins and Sam Zimbabwe, Nathan, Christopher Williams, Jessica Coven, Calvin Goings, Bobby Humes, and others. And these people have gone above and beyond in terms of making sure that I can get comfortable in this job and make some of the changes that we need to make. I'm looking forward to building and cultivating a growth-minded culture, you know, where employees are empowered to lead, where limited resources are going to be an excuse for us to be even more creative. So really looking forward to that. And once again, I appreciate the opportunity, Mayor. Thanks very much.
Well, thank you. Couple of things. One, thank you, Mr. Mayor, for the confidence and the opportunity. As most people who know me know, I love my job. I think that being part of Seattle Center and being part of a place that is open and inclusive and accessible is a huge reflection of the values of our community. And I want to be at the forefront in the middle of all of that. The things that we do here is that we bring people together. We're connectors, and we bring different elements of our community together in ways that other places don't. I like to brag to say that Seattle Center is the most democratic space in the city, and that it is something that you don't need a ticket to visit, that you don't need, there's no barrier for you to come here. And I like to also just remind people that when because I was a visitor at the World's Fair back in 1962, and to hold the entire world, we had to build fences and walls to make that happen. To hold our community, we had to tear all those walls down and make it accessible for everyone. And that's the transformation that has made a difference in my life, and it makes a difference in our community. I am blessed to work with the best staff that anyone could have an opportunity to work with, and a bunch of our Seattle Center staff is here, and I'd just like to say thank you. And over here, thank you for, you make it worthwhile to get up every day and come to this place, because what you're trying to do is do something special for our community, and you do it with a sense of grace and a sense of respect for our community and for our citizens that I just love to be a part of. So I thank you for this opportunity. I thank you for the values of our community to have a place like Seattle Center in our urban core. And I thank the folks that I work with for being the tremendous people that you are, that allow us to do the work that we do. And as a Gladwell aficionado, I love the fact that we are connectors. Thank you.
So I do, again, just want to thank the Seattle Center staff for day in, day out, protecting and improving this treasure that we have here, for the Science Center for letting us crash in. The hockey exhibit is nearby. If people haven't seen it yet, I haven't yet, you should. Butterfly exhibit's great, but don't keep two doors open. And I do just, again, want to say how fortunate I am to be mayor of this great city. We are at a time of great challenge in this city, but the people are greater. And we innovate like no one else. And if you go throughout Seattle, it helps that it's this weather. But, you know, if you went to Alki Beach or Seward Park, if you walk around the center, you'll see a city that's thriving, that's innovative, where people are committed. And we've got to have a government that can keep up with the people, serve them, and continue to do better. and be a better city. And the two people here today, I think, reflect that. I was really fortunate recently to be at an event where I was with both 3 generations of the Nellams family, his mother, himself, and his kids. And the deep roots and the caring in this community is palpable, and we are so lucky that you will serve us. So thank you very much. And Saad, you're going to love Seattle. We're grateful that you are willing to move here from another country and bring your innovation to Seattle and have that customer service already on how to do things better. So thanks everyone for being here. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to take a couple questions about the events here today. All right, thank you so much for being here.
Mayor Durkan, Como just recently ran a special on Seattle's dying. It gave voices to some police officers who shared their frustration about the city's policies toward the homeless. Did you see it, and was it fair?
I saw I did see the special, and I think a couple things. Number one is, I think it's unfortunate that focused on a very limited part of Seattle. Again, I think if you went to any neighborhood in Seattle today and told the story from Alki to Seward Park to up north to Seattle Center, you're going to see a city that is thriving with people who care, that's welcoming and diverse. It doesn't mean we don't have challenges, and Chief Best and I talk daily, focused on how do we make sure that our city is both the most safe city possible, but also deal with people experiencing homelessness in a compassionate way. It's one reason why when you look at the reality of delivering these services that I am so committed to making sure that we consolidate our response to homeless services. Because right now the city of Seattle controls most of the shelter capacity, but the mental health and addiction dollars are the county and the state. We need everybody together under one roof rowing in the same direction. And I think if we do that, we have made a lot of progress in a lot of areas. Be happy to walk Como through those anytime. But most importantly, I want the people of Seattle to know that there's not a day that this mayor and the police chief and everyone else aren't thinking about how do we make this the best city possible, the safest city, the most welcoming city, the most innovative city, good for residents, good for businesses, good for tourists. And we're committed to doing that every day of the week. So we will continue to work on the challenges that we face, but making sure that we also do it that's centered on the values that we have as a city. Thank you very much.